Hi there, this is the Stockscores Market Minutes for October 31st, 2011. A quick reminder, if you would like to subscribe to the Stockscores.com channel on YouTube, you can do so by going to youtube.com/stockscores.com. I've highlighted it there with the red arrow. Once you go to that page, click on the subscribe button right there and you can sign up so that in the future when I upload a new video, you will receive an alert rather than having to check back throughout the day. Also, if you would like to subscribe to the Stockscores weekend newsletter, simply go to stockscores.com, go to the products menu and select newsletters, and from that page right here where it says free, sign up here, you can sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Alright, let's get to the analysis. It's unusual for me as a stock trader to focus in on charts of currencies, but the reality is right now that's what is moving the market. Now this morning the Japanese yen opened with a gap down as the Japanese government worked to devalue the yen. That combined with weakness in the euro on concerns of problems in Italy caused the US dollar to have a very big day to the upside. Well, as you can imagine, a big day to the upside for the US dollar means a big day to the downside for stocks. Now the S&P 500 dropped fairly sharply, but so too did the TSX. The TSX, of course, being more sensitive to commodity prices, and a US dollar that is strong will be tough on commodity prices. Now, of course, the markets have been strong for some time. We've had a real run higher this month, and the pullback that we saw today is to be somewhat expected. In fact, ever since we broke out through resistance, I've been looking for that pullback that typically comes on a breakthrough resistance. Now, we will probably longer term be headed up towards this area of resistance, but I think in the short term, a move to the downside before we start to move higher is the most likely thing to happen. Now, keep in mind that the long-term downward trend line on a market like the TSX was broken recently, and we had that little follow-through after the break. A pullback is very common after a break of a downward trend line. You have to think, all of these people that own stocks at higher prices are going to jump ship on the first sign of weakness because they are typically in a pessimistic mood. They're looking for an outdoor, and when they see a little bit of weakness, they jump for the exit door all at once. Now that tends to last not too long, and the market should continue to gather upward momentum. However, in the short term, I expect stocks to pull back, mostly through this week. Now the market for gold was interesting today because while the US dollar was very strong, gold was not all that weak, and we tend to see a little bit of an inverse correlation between the two. That tells me that people are looking for some safe havens given the problems that are arising again in Europe, this time with Italy. I think that it is also interesting that the price for oil did not really come back all that much, again, given this very extreme strength in the US dollar. We expect that as the US dollar goes up, oil should go down because, of course, oil is priced in US dollars, and if the US dollar is stronger, it makes oil more expensive for foreigners. Well, what happened today was while the US dollar was down a lot, the oil prices really held in. And that tells me that the market is beginning to look ahead to an improving economy. The main concern right now continues to be Europe, although it is certainly not as serious as we saw in recent weeks. So that has me remaining optimistic for all of the things that I like to follow, the US stocks, Canadian stocks, gold, and oil. But I do believe that we will see lower prices in the very short term. So if you're looking out in terms of weeks and months, look for a continuation of the strength that we saw in October. If you're looking out in terms of days, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pullback as we continue through this week. Well, that has been the Stockscores Market Minutes for October 31st, 2011. Have a great week in the market and trade well.